The Detroit Lions had one of the NFL's most explosive offenses last season, but in 2023, their offensive backfield will have a much different look. Drop a comment if you think the Lions running back room got better or worse this offseason, but here's how they upgraded big time. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Scott Procter, and you just better know the deal by now, because this is Procter's point of view. And as always, we love hearing feedback from you all and receiving comments like this one right here. Stay tuned to a little bit later in this episode when I address this comment. But is there a better offensive line in the NFC North than Detroit's? Pro Football Focus last month ranked the Lions' offensive line as the NFL's 5th best unit, and they were a big reason why the Lions averaged the 4th most yards per game in the league last season, trailing only the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Eagles. One of the facets of that explosive offense was a thunder and lightning running back duo with Jamaal Williams and DeAndre Swift. Williams led the NFL and set a franchise record with 17 rushing touchdowns, while Swift fell just short of 1,000 all-purpose yards to go along with 6 total touchdowns. Those two complemented each other perfectly, with Williams serving as a short yardage goal line back and Swift being used as a change of pace receiving back. The result was the Lions' best season in a half decade, but both Williams and Swift are no longer in the Motor City. Williams, he signed with the New Orleans Saints in March, and Swift was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles on draft day. But luckily for Lions fans, Detroit general manager Brad Holmes, he knows what he's doing, and he got to work this offseason upgrading that running back room. It started with signing former Chicago Bears running back David Montgomery in March as the Williams replacement. Montgomery is 2 years younger than Williams and much more of a threat in the passing game while being just as efficient as a runner. Over the last 2 seasons, Montgomery has been targeted 91 times in the passing game. Williams has been targeted just 34 times over that span. And while Williams led the NFL with 17 rushing touchdowns, as I mentioned earlier, 13 of them came from 1 or 2 yards out. Montgomery is a clear upgrade over Williams, but Holmes, he wasn't done just yet. During April's NFL draft, Holmes selected one of my favorite prospects, Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs, with the 12th overall pick as a DeAndre Swift replacement. I was and still am a big fan of Swift despite his injury history, but Gibbs is a younger, a better, and more explosive version of Swift. Gibbs is often compared to Alvin Kamara because of their ability to be lethal as both pass catchers and runners, but I think a better comparison is a running back Holmes spent time with back in 2003, Marshall Faulk. Here's what Holmes recently had to say about his new backfield. Quote, "Swift is a dynamic player and Jamaal was a great leader for us, and he did so much for us. He had a great season, but I think Montgomery and Jahmyr are different backs. Montgomery does a little bit more in the passing game, and being able to add Gibbs, he's just so dynamic as a receiver. Look, he's a home run hitter as a running back. That's the easy part. What he does as a receiver, he runs routes like a receiver," end quote. I agree with every single word uttered by Holmes there, and no one should doubt that man's ability to identify talent. Since taking over as the Lions GM in 2021, Holmes has drafted Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, James Houston, who had 8 sacks as a rookie last year, and now Gibbs this year. Holmes, he's proven to be one of the NFL's best GMs, and he just assembled one of the NFL's best running back rooms in one offseason. But let me know in the comments if Montgomery and Gibbs are an upgrade over Williams and Swift. And shout out to our guy right here for this one. My mans, I agree with you, man. Andrew Luck was cold, man. He did things that NFL quarterbacks can only dream of in 6 NFL seasons. But that don't give you a bust and can in a gold jacket for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out our recent video on Andrew Luck. But that's going to do it for this episode of Procter's Point of View. I'll see you right back here tomorrow.